Clubs can be a fantastic tool for joint articulation. Because of the minimal amount of weight in there, you can add the slightest amount of resistance to help improve the mobility and movement capabilities of selected joints. They are great as a preparatory warm-up exercise before any training routine that you do. First up, you have the wrist rolls. You hold the club within your index finger and your thumb, and you allow it to roll from the inside of your hand or the outside of your hand, working both directions and both ways to strengthen, but also to improve the mobility and movement capability of the wrist itself prior to your training sessions. You also have elbow articulations, holding onto the club, keep it pointed upright, and slowly open and close the elbow, using the club as a little bit of resistance to help improve the end range of motion of your elbow throughout these movements. From here, hold the club in your hand, held against your forearm for the snake position, and rotate through in circular motions, nice and gentle with your motions to help open up your elbow in a rotational fashion. From here we can move into full arm circles. We're still going to keep the club held against our forearm, as this is a good way to work into the full extended arm circles and help unglue the shoulders before you start on such an exercise. So keeping it held against your forearm, we're going to rotate our arm, keeping it straight, forward, back, and each direction in front of us. Nice smooth motions, allowing our chest to turn and open as we come through into our most difficult points of the circle and close back off again. From here, we can progress into full straight arm circles. So now the club is going to be an extension of our hand, like it's a torch shining a light in front of us. And we're going to trail a light in a full circle, going from front to back, from back to front, and crossing the midline of the body. So we can start crossing over the midline first, or we can move away from the midline first. This will also be really good to work on coordination patterns with the body, as we can use these exercises here now to start training this by having one arm go forward and one arm go back at the same time. Or as they're crossing the midline of the body, we can have them slightly out of time. So one arm crosses the midline of the body, then the other arm just behind that will cross the midline of the body. Or we can simply both go in the same direction. One arm can cross the midline of the body, and the other arm can go away from the midline of the body. So there's many different ways that we can use these arm circles to help open up the shoulders, but also we can use them to start working on cross-coordination patterns of the body to really help prime ourselves ready for our training sessions.